Deleone Sanchiella. Bless the essence for the essence blesses. Amazing awesomeness, psychic trauma here. Hashtag open stream. Well, wrote a little notepad note to President Trump. cia.gov. tips.fbi.gov. I went to the White House website. It's a new one. It looks pretty cool. There's not a contact section where it used to be you could just like hit contact and leave a little message, like under Andrew Biden's administration. But it's not that way anymore. So I had to do some digging and some looking around. And well, I found some email addresses, and we got one ready for cia.gov, tips.fbi.gov, and good old President Trump. Alrighty, we'll go here. Go here. There. There. Yeah, so we're setting up the live stream, making sure everything's okay, and doing the good stuff. All right. We have the psychic trauma live stream. Let's put that on top chat, live chat. All right. We go over here and put the chat overlay. All righty. No, we don't want a high chat overlay. Okay, that's doing good. And then we will mute this one. We'll go right here. We will go with live chat. And it's only taking us about a minute. Let's go to pin message. Pin message. All right, there we go. Alrighty, so we will mute this. Alrighty, so this is what we got going on. All right, we will click on the notepad. Put that right there. We will go share screen, select screen, screen 2, allow. All right. Oh, wow, there it is. I wonder, is there a select? Does it? It does just show notepad. All right, allow. Okay, no, fuck, that's not it. Alrighty, that's not it. So hold on. Okay. Oh, okay, there it is. Notepad. Allow. Alrighty. Hello, President Trump. I will keep this short and sweet. You need to order Marines to Denver for my use to violently get rid of peoples I choose to get rid of. I totally support yours and Elon Musk's ultra right-wing nationalist agenda. You all have my blessing. If I don't get Marines to do my violent bidding by January 30th, 2025, I will order the activation of Operation Whiteout and do everything I can to use the aerosol that makes humans sterile and impotent against the United States military and the United States government. Alrighty, so we will close out of this. Save, yep. Oh yeah, and I already have a CIA submission reference ID, A1LQLFWF. Alrighty. Oh, nigga Jim. What's up, nigga Jim? Oh, right. Greasy Jimmy. All right. We've got the fags watching. Okay, we'll go like that. So now we'll go here. We will select screen, choose screen, screen 2, allow. Alrighty, so we already filled out all the information. There's that. We scroll down. Hello, President Trump. I'll keep this short and sweet, same as before. Blah 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 blah. Yours truly, me. Standard contact information. Here's our CIA reference ID number. We already have it copied, and we will hit send. All right, submission sent. So the CIA website still looks the same as before. All right, you're not going to do anything on it, just like you ain't do shit 2020. Hey, we did a little postponement on that one, monkey. All right, so we'll just close out of here. We'll let it automatically close. All right, so then we'll click out of there. And so we basically already filled out the tips.fbi.gov shit. All right, so it says right here, electronic tip from other agency report. We reported it to the CIA. I didn't put any of the numbers or email addresses, date, today's date, CIA reference. Oh, shit. Okay, CIA submission reference. I guess I forgot to type it all the way. A1LQLFWF, physical address. It's all in Langley, Virginia. Alrighty, so we'll hit continue. Alrighty, there's all that, and then we'll go to submit tip. All right. Electronic tip submission successful. Alrighty. So that's what we got going on there. Alrighty. So if we look here, okay, because I was on whitehouse.gov and they didn't have a contact button on there. So I just typed in whitehouse.gov/contact, and how do I contact vice president? Vice president whitehouse.gov. President whitehouse.gov. And then it even had this comments at whitehouse.gov right there. All right. So we did all that. So let's look at the here. If you have any questions about this policy or suggest for improvement, please let us know at whitehouse.gov/contact. Okay, so I put that into Google and this page came up. So yeah, so look at this Mayo monster snitching. Wow. I don't care about the sterile thing, but do you have an aerosol that cures impotence? No, it causes impotence. All right. So yeah, and it has all this shit, and blah 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 blah. I went through the website, and yeah, this contact us doesn't lead you fuckery. It doesn't lead because here we'll click it. All right, and up here it doesn't even have the /contact. All right, it just has the standard fucking website, which is pretty cool. And when you first go to this website, it shows a whole new fucking thing. It shows like jets flying, helicopters flying, and a whole bunch of cool shit. I clicked on all these different buttons and everything. So we have X, Instagram, Facebook. Operation Blackout might have to happen. Really? Are you going to get a job? Alrighty. So, click through the White House. Same thing. We click through this whole fucking thing. And then X, we have X. So, this one was like the January 20th. All right. And this one was like an hour ago. So let's hit a fucking comment. Let's see if we can leave a reply if that shows up. Control V. Oh, shit. I posted the fucking thing. Let me get to the notepad. Notepad, open. We'll go here. Fuck, how do I do this? Stop screen sharing. Go to here. This one. Oh, and then I guess we go like this. Select screen. Letter to whitehouse.cia.gov. All right, so there we are. So we click here. We'll go Control A, Control C. We'll click out of here. We'll click out of this one. Oh, shit. Damn it. I got to share screen again. Select window or screen. We'll go screen 2. Okay. Paste. Oh my fucking god, dude. It's not long enough. We'll just put the CIA reference submission ID. There we fucking go. Can't believe they cock blocked me on how many shit I can put in there. All right, see, so we'll go with that. We'll hit reply. There we go. That was good. We can click out of here. All right, we'll go to here. And so we have these right here. This is like a copy I'm sending myself. And this is the one that says comment at whitehouse.gov, president at whitehouse.gov, vice president at whitehouse.gov. So that works like that. And, you just want to snitch and yap. I'll get you stepping. Oh, dude. And you niggers are fucking hardcore all the fucking time. But what I need to do is get to refilling a bowl of fucking dinner because I'm hungry. Hope you enjoy Jill, Sneaky Jim. Jimmy owns you, Kenny. I doubt that. Notice how you're wearing using a white iron cross, a white person's iron cross for that. All right, so we'll hit send here. All right, then we'll hit send there. And yeah, we will start clicking out at all these whitehouse.govs, whitehouse.gov, whitehouse.gov, contact, submission sent, tips.fbi.gov. Okay, now we're back onto my channels. It looks like there's only one extra person watching on the Amazing Awesomeness, and there's 12. Wing007, you never came through on our promise that I don't even know the promise you're talking about. Because I remember I said there might be a delay due to the inauguration. So I like the 3 code words. It starts with baby back, then it goes with a fruit, then it goes with an animal. And I can always switch them up in case I get confused because I'm dyslexic. Sneaky Jim, get educated. It's past due. Jimmy is going to get you. Oh, what is he going to get? Is he going to get a job? What crapping in Kenderoni? BPM, hello. How are you? As you can see on this channel, BPM, you're on the Amazing Awesomenicity, and the entire chat overlay is displayed. Alrighty, so there's that. He said 1:30. Well, that's when I'll give the go for like a word sequence, a command code sequence, a phrase command code sequence, or a phrase sequence, whatever the fuck you want to call it, and go from there. And then hopefully, if it happens, it happens, or it might have to wait until like I go get my hair done, and then I'll be overseas and a whole fuckery will happen, which would be pretty cool. So how much longer? It depends if I get some Marines at my command, at my beckoning, to facilitate getting motherfuckers, just violently, grotesquely fucking owning people out like Jamie Bates' son. Where are your fake Marines? They're not real. But anyways, I got to refill my bowl of food. All right, I brought a kombucha. It is a pomegranate blueberry kombucha. It's actually really good. Jimmy can't grow facial hair and is jealous of her founding father beard. Why, thank you, Mole Rat Records. You belong with all them other Mayo monsters in a padded room with your stinky Edomite ass. Oh, that's right. You're the sacred nigger Jew. It blows my mind how you guys are that fucking stupid. I seriously don't understand how, like, you guys could be that fucking stupid. All right. So then that would mean that you guys being slaves for white people and other people was meant by God. So then that means you have no recognition for our, whatever that word is, for God. What's fuck? Reconcolences? Fucking, damn, what is the word that niggers use when they want money for their ancestors being a slave? Oh my God, I can't even think about it. Let me ask my phone. What is the word niggers use when they want money for being a slave? Um, Man, no, it's focusing too much on the word nigger. It's like nigger, an English language. Nigger is a racial slur directed at black people, started in the 1990s. References to niggers have been increasingly replaced. Well, no, it started before that in my mind. All right. Jimmy said he's going to eliminate you, whatever. Kombucha left my ass off. He really is a blue haired lip. Reparations. Thank you, Vom. Thank you, Vom. That, fuck. Thank you. All right. So you have no claim to reparations if you're saying like you're a sacred Jew, because the Bible said that the Jews were going to fuck up and then be enslaved. So it was God's will that you got enslaved to white people. So as part of God's will, you should be paying white people reparations for fulfilling your biblical destiny. Cracker doesn't even know basic words. Reparations, yeah, dummy N word. Whoa, he's remedial Watkins. All right, so hold on. I'm gonna get some more food. I'll be right back. No, I'm just kicking it in my long johns. Not really wearing pants or anything. Oh shit! Look at all these chats. Reparations, you dummy. Hey y'all, Kenny Genitalia. Outlaw Cat on the Loose. Hello, Amanda Love. Jews have never not been a problem, especially the black ones, right? Um, Amanda, 10 inches and Louisiana. Are you doing okay there, girl? Advanced walking syndromes, Wilkins syndromes. Laugh my ass off. Hello, new friends to Kenny Chat. Ooh, what are you eating this evening? I'm eating it's like a pork taco mix with leftover macaroni and cheese and green beans mixed in with it. Um, I should have added more spiciness when I cooked it. It's not that spicy, so I put some sriracha on it. Alrighty. Can you wear the jersey to scare little Jews away? Um, maybe later. I want to eat right now, and I don't want to get anything on it that might stain it, like the pork grease, because I want to keep it clean. Kenny, you have a lot of people in here today. Hello, a lot of people in here today. Hope you're doing good. Uh, there, you got some shout outs from Amanda Love, Rom, Genitel, Cyrax Clingers. Don't know what that means. Hi, Vrom. Hi, Amanda. Wall sits Kenny, you bitch. Kenny reminds me of Ronnie McNutt. I don't know who Ronnie McNutt is. Alrighty. And BPM, I usually pick the opposite channel the Marty Dick Lickers are on. Okay, that's all good. BPM is saying that, BPM chooses a different channel. So, alrighty. Yeah, so let's crack open this kombucha. Actually, you're not supposed to shake it, but I do this to get the sediment on the bottom done. Okay, Google it, Fo. Okay, well, hold on. Ronnie, um, that's smart, BPM. We can't drive, but luckily I have downtown. I can walk a lot of the places in a few minutes. It's pretty amazing. Never seen so much snow. Beautiful too. Had lots of fun. Would love to have it happen again. All right. One day Marty's crew will get funny. Drinks with sediment are not for me. That happens. All right. So Marty McDowell McNutgrave. Let's scroll back up and see how it's spelled. McNutt. NUTT. Alrighty. K Dog, what are we drinking? We're drinking kombucha. We're drinking Health Aid kombucha, pomegranate, and blueberry. Bubbly probiotic tea for a happy gut. Um, Ingredients: organic kombucha, pomegranate juice, blueberry puree, pomegranate essence, live active cultures, organic kombucha, filtered water, acids with fermentation. Alrighty. 14 grams of added organic cane sugar. It's vegan certified, gluten free, USDA organic. Um, they normally say how many like probiotics are in there, but it really doesn't say. It says like your daily amount, whatever the daily amount is. Alrighty. Suicide of Ronnie McNutt. Ronald Merle McNutt was a 33-year-old American man and U.S. Army Reserve veteran from New Albany, Mississippi, who died from suicide by shooting himself under his chin on a Facebook live stream. Recordings of the live stream went viral on social media platforms to shock value. So he died August 31st, 2020. All right. Oh, hey, fuck, dude. Ronnie McNutt death video, full live. Holy shit. Yandex.ru, that's a Russian site, dude. Fuck yeah, dude. Oh man, that don't show shit. No, this dude is just mentioning it in fucking Russian, dude. Oh my fuck, dude. Can I get a woo? Alrighty. Let's get at this. So, yeah. Okay, Ron, do not blew his brains out. Hey, Kenny, can I get a woo? The poor puppins. Alrighty. Yeah, so, I think I'm gonna let you out to go with this stream. Oh, dude. Oh, fucking nigger Jim. 346-330-1655. Oh, alrighty. So 346-330-1655. Okay. So, Cooney Jimmy, you ain't come by today. I knew you had a big old man puss in them shorts. Well, you're supposed to come by here, right? You're supposed to roll up here. I already told you I'm not going to go there. So, quit sucking dick and listen up. Oh, oh, you scared? No, I'm just letting you stay true to your word. I mean, you guys started harassing me on my channel, trolling me. Oh shit! Hello, hello. Okay. Well, Groovy Jimmy is a bitch. So here we are. What's up? You're making popcorn? Say that again.
I know. Yeah.
Uh,
I think.
you like dick?
I got bed though.
You're gonna go to bed?
Yeah.
Oh.
Or
You're a 5 dick honky lover. Groovy Jimmy 52 says that he likes 5 white dicks at once. So is that two in your ass at once, two in your mouth at once, and one just smacking you across the face? Well, we'll leave that going. So I ain't got much else to talk about, yo. Well, let's go see what's on YouTube to watch, I guess. Oh, I won't get paid till like next Monday, dude. Seriously, Kenny's scared to catch a fade. Oh, yo, you guys know where I live, dude. I mean, like, seriously, dude. Oh, the dude just hung up. Yeah, so don't know what to say there. I mean, yeah, right. Oh, look, Runes, hello. You got guns. Are you guys ever going to use a gun or just talk about like putting it up your ass and jerking off? I mean, come on, dude. You talk all this shit about you got guns. What the fuck you gonna do with a fucking gun? You're a bitch. I mean, the Hoover Bloods, the Hoover Crips, the Hoovers, Sally Skank, Fish, fucking dick sucking, swaggling, fucking Hoover suck off crew. Your whole gang is a bitch. So think about it, yo. If you were a real gang, you would not let me tell you you're a bitch. You would actually hop in your fucking bus ticket all the way down to Colorado and come find me. But instead, your gang is a bitch. Your entire Hoover gang is a fucking bitch. Colombia declares state of emergency. Stargate is supposed to be a huge pro thing for Hey, Will is streaming. Citizen Kane, what's up, yo? Trump pardoned the dude from what do you call that? Silk Road. He pardoned every January 6th motherfucker. That was pretty legit. Trying to get yourself arrested again, Ken Bone? No, not at all. Not at all. But no, it was just like a public service announcement. Guess everybody's coming over here now. Right on. That's cool. Let's look at Citizen Kane. He's live. Sixer watching. He's got his MAGA hat on. Silk Road. Yep. Yeah, it was Silk Road. The guy from Silk Road got a pardon. All the January 6th motherfuckers got a pardon. And, you know, like, what else do you say to that, yo? So, yeah, I think that's pretty cool. My boy. Hello, Mike Drop, Kenny Spitting Facts. Yeah, Will was live too. Let's call Heidi and fart in the phone. Heidi has not returned a single message. It's 17 degrees Fahrenheit outside. So let's look at the weekly forecast. Weekly forecast.
Here's the forecast for Denver.
It says 19. All right. So today's Wednesday. Thursday, we'll hit a high of 35 to 43, 19 low. Saturday, cold as fuck. Sunday, cold as fuck. Monday, a high of warm of 41, low of 71. And I just need to get fucking paid, yo. I really need a lot more work. Because, you know, this upcoming paycheck will help pay for the flight, but I still want to have at least $1,000 when I go there, because man, dude, think about this hairline, dude. In 1 year time, it'll be long enough to braid in. Nobody will ever notice, dude. And then I'll be showing these like before and after pictures, which will be fucking amazing. Okay, let's read these chats. The boys call Heidi. No, I'm on the fence about Silk Road guy, but government set him up. That's what's up. What up, Kenny? If you play your cards right, you might get a pardon if you do some crazy shit again. The Captain America outfit will help. Well, here, let's go. Notepad. I don't know if you caught the beginning. Screen 2. Allow. We'll go here. All right. No. Here we go. Top 1. Hello, President Trump. I'll keep this short and sweet. You need to order Marines to Denver for my use to violently get rid of peoples I choose to get rid of. I totally support yours and Elon Musk's ultra right wing nationalist agenda. You all have my blessing. If I don't get Marines to do my violent bidding by January 30th, 2025, I will order the activation of Operation Whiteout and do everything I can to use the aerosol that makes, I misspelled it. It's supposed to be that makes humans sterile and impotent against the United States military and the United States government. Yours truly, me, and the CIA reference ID number. Oh shit! Let's Yeah, we had to fix that typo there. We'll save. Alrighty, we'll end this screen. So, Notepad, simplicity, good choice. At New BH, that's what looks like a workout shirt. So go for it. You can get an extra shift waxing the swing. Dream Distortion, the Cobra dipshit in the dish pit shit. What's that, Lagoons? BH says if you put onions on your head, your hair will grow back. Okay, Dog, can you share your craziest prison story? I don't know which one's my craziest, but I can share one. All right, you're writing sketchy letters again. Go to Turkey and get the hair replacement surgery. Yeah, that's in like 3 weeks. Notepad, simplicity, good choice. I do not condone this. What part do you do not condone, Turncoat? Hey, Alphabet Boys, we're just watching. We didn't write this. Thanks. The chat. Encrypted Notepad. Ha ha ha. Kenny, could you please post the link to Will's stream in chat for the new folks who aren't familiar? 1 second. I feel like this is how Uncle Ted would do it today. Manifesto League, that's what's up. He'll be hammering out T9 on a flip phone neg. I don't know what T9 is. BH Hop right this. Kenny has a mandated reporter. As a mandated reporter, I'm mandated to report your threats to the U.S. government with the FBI. Oh, New London Inc., what's up? So let me right here. Let me copy. This is Will's, so I'm gonna put in there. New London Inc. I must admit, I really think you're rich. The whole part, Kenny. He means the whole part. He'd be hammering it out T9 on a flip phone neck. I don't even know what that means. Like, you guys really got to use complete senses. Dipshit in the dish pit shirt. This? Oh, thanks, Kenny. You're welcome. So, Yeah, we're just kicking it. Oh man, excellent idea. So remember, under no circumstances do I have any intent on threatening anybody, harming myself. No intent on harming anybody else. No intent on harming myself. No intent on harming the president. No intent on harming the vice president. No intent on harming anybody. Just like a public service announcement, stuff that I've been ranting about on the internet. I just want to share and divulge. And I don't want anybody to claim that I'm not facilitating an open repository of record. I want to make sure that, my open repository of record rights are exercised in a proper, lawful manner, and that nobody thinks that I am concealing or trying to harm anyone. No intent on harming anyone. No intent on harming the president. No intent on harming Elon Musk. No intent on harming anybody's family. No intent on harming anyone. My comment blocked. What? I feel like if you made your channel about real life prison stories, you would get monetized very quickly. I bet Kenny was mad yagging up in that prison. His fingers were crossed. His fingers were crossed. Why not just shave your head and use the surgery money to be recreational with a few financially troubled women? Now, okay, so a prison story. This one time, I was on a plane. Eric Kahn. Air Con is the airplane that they transport prisoners on. Uh, wait, what does that say? Okay, but what you're gonna do if you're e-biking and someone is glowing in the dark? I have no idea what that means. Why not just shave your head and blah blah blah? Yeah, he openly said the aerosol thing, guys. It's funny he has to say that because the feds are actually here watching. Do you have any weed, booze? No. Smoke, drink up? No. No, I haven't had weed since before I left for Russia. Booze is a fucking waste. I drank some booze and then I just like passed out. And that was like last weekend. And I was like, that was a waste of money. So, could have spent that money on stamps, knowing these letters would get more people to buy my artwork. Let me guess, you had a bunny stuffed animal and you had to fight many other violent conflicts to keep it. Yeah, nobody moves or the bunny gets it, right? Eric Hahn. But what's that called? Feds are gay, fail, and fail. Kenny, you should drop a couple of those doses you have. Do a resume. I don't even have a pipe anymore. I don't even have a marijuana pipe anymore. And I may have tossed the LSD out, honestly. I have no idea where it fucking is. I think I tossed it out before I went to Russia. What if you have to take a number 2 on Con Air? They tell you to hold it, or you get to walk over and take a shit. Yeah. So, anyways, I was sent to detention center Inglewood, federal detention center Inglewood, south of town. All right. And then they're like, yeah, we're going to send you to Metropolitan Detention Center, Los Angeles for your competency evaluation. Even though most people get sent to Federal Detention Center Inglewood for their competency evaluation, but they want to drag out my case and do some, what's that called, diesel therapy. So we get put on a bus. We get sent to fucking this airfield south of Denver. And I think it's like the Centennial Airfield. And we all get loaded on there, all right? And some people are black box, which means they're like this. Some aren't. And so I'm one of the people who aren't. Everybody gets loaded up. They fly the plane up, and it starts circling to get higher and higher. And somebody shot the plane. Somebody clacked the fucking plane from wherever the fuck they were. And they're like, all right, we have to turn around. We're suffering engine trouble. No, the plane got shot. Every federal transport I was on got shot. Yeah, seriously. Every federal transport I was on got shot. So we land, and they're like, okay, and then they're discussing where we're going to get sent. And then one dude who transported us was like, oh yeah, I'm just going to send my people back to FTC Inglewood. We can take 50 to 30. We can take at least another 30 people. The hole can hold another 20. So we can take 50 people straight to Federal Detention Center Inglewood. And then the bro bag fag stags, the U.S. Marshals, like, no, bro, you got to listen to me. And the others like, what, bro? These are my prisoners, bro. I'm going to take my prisoners where I choose to take them. He's like, oh, yeah? I'm going to call somebody and tell on you. And he's like, call who? Who are you going to call? And so then that went on for like a half hour. And we all laughed. So we're sitting on the same transport bus we left on. Jason White, hello, retards. What the fuck is going on here? Did they give you food poisoning? No. Hi, Amanda. Hi, negative. Is that what you did, the owl dreaming? So anyways, one dude's like, well, fuck it, dude. If you want, where the fuck are you going to take me? He's like, no, I'm from the FCI, dude. Oh, these motherfuckers are going to the PIN. Or not the FCI, the PIN. The United States Federal Penitentiary, which is one step below the Supermax, all right? So it's at the same compound. So they have this camp where nobody has a fence and they go out to work. Then they have the FCI, Federal Correctional Institute, where I was sent. And then they have the PIN and the Supermax. And you can kind of see them depending on where you are in the yard. So I don't know. My mom knew a guy that went to jail, and he sent a lot of art to her. Crazy good stuff, like a fancy jewelry box made of popsicle sticks. Kenny, I have recorded all of your threats, and I know you were on LSD, and I know where your LSD is. Oh, dude, where's my LSD? And I've never made a threat. I've testified in front of a federal judge that my only intent in the United States of America is patriotism. I have no intent on threatening anybody. I have no intent on anybody feeling threatened from my presence or my actions or my words. So anyways, we get driven to the PIN. And I'm not black box. I'm not like this. I can go like this. Oh, I am handcuffed. So they find they have this one unit, which is like the hardest motherfuckers in the unit. And they close out that unit. They just toss everything out. And so all the hard people are now in these cells with windows looking at the quad and the walkway to this other unit where we're being put. So I'm standing there minding my own business, and I look around and I can see people, and I'm just a skinny white. My beard's not this big, or maybe it is, all right, but had a better headline. So I'm there, and this dude knocks on the window, and he looks at me. He's like, "Hey," and I'm like, I just wave my hand at him. And he's like, "You see that dude? That dude's no good. He a fucking rat. He ratted on me and wrote a statement." And I look over, and then like everybody's in the window, like, "Yeah, that dude's no good, dude. Watch out for that dude." And I was like, and he's like, "You ain't getting involved?" And I was like, and the dude in front of me he turns around and starts calling me names. He calls me a bitch and he spit on me. And I looked at him and I was like, oh, fuck, dude. I looked at these people and they're like, yep, now you got to get them. And I was like, wham! I headbutted the motherfucker as hard as I fucking could, dude. And then I reached over and I started choking him with my fucking handcuffs and put the knee in. And the guards, they're not even there, dude. There's only 2 guards for like 100 motherfuckers who's locked up. And so I'm here, I'm just choking this motherfucker, and I'm trying to get my hand like this, and I'm stuck. That dude didn't even struggle for a minute. So it took like the guards like three minutes to just show up, dude. And then I was on like they were trying to wiggle, and they just got me even more stuck. All right, and you can see this dude's fucking purple. He's gone, dude. There ain't no pulse or nothing. And then I think they like whip out some like bolt cutters, and they cut the chain on my fucking handcuffs, and then bam, I'm free. I'm like this. And so all these motherfuckers in the yard are like, holy shit, dude, that dude just fucking off someone. And this white dude's like, fuck yeah, dude, you're solid, dude. You earned your spot. And yeah, I've seen that movie before. Yeah, it's called No Country for Old Men. You ever see the movie No Country for Old Men where that dude just chokes that motherfucker out, the cop with the handcuffs? And so this dude didn't put up that much of a struggle. That movie was way different than real life, because in real life, this dude was like out in 30 seconds, yo. And nobody said anything. Like, it wasn't for like a minute until people started calling the guards. You know, I mean, the dude was already fucking gone, dude. By the time the guards showed up, and then it took them a couple minutes to go get fucking bolt cutters because I was like all tangled up in this motherfucker. So, anyways, I'm like, whatever. And like these hard white dudes are like, holy shit. And this one black dude's like, holy fuck, that skinny white boy just killed somebody right there, dude, in front of everybody. And this dude looks at me and is like, are you in here for murder? Nope. He's like, you are now. And I was like, He's like, what are you in here for? I look over at him. A Facebook comment. 2 counts title 18875C Interstate Threatening Communications. A Facebook comment. And they're like, holy shit, dude. And these motherfuckers are like, and even the guards are like, what, you're here for a fucking Facebook comment? No way. What are you really here for? And they find the paperwork, and yeah, I'm really here for a Facebook comment. And they're like, dude, do you realize how much time you're going to get? And I was like, well, I'm going to point the finger at you two. I'm like, what? And I was like, yeah, I'm pre-sentenced. That dude's sentenced. It's illegal for you to put me with that dude. I have my plausible deniability. And they're like, no fucking way. I was like, yeah, dude. So if I'm being charged with a crime, I'm just going to say that you guys know that I'm pre-trial, unsentenced, and you told that dude to attack me, and you told me to kill him. Never got charged with a fucking crime. So I got off on a technicality that my life was in danger, and show proof. File a Freedom of Information Act request with the United States Penitentiary in Florence. This was 2012. Could have been March or April or May. I'm not sure which month, but it was either March, April, or May. All right, 2012. So, anyways, that was one story. So the next day later, we have to get on a different plane. And now this time I'm black boxed, dude. And we fly to California to an abandoned like Air Force base. That's actually not abandoned because it's actually the drone base where they store the drones in like near San Diego or Los Angeles. Show proof. Kennedy, didn't you murder a pregnant chick? Your words are not proved. Whatever. So, anyways, I've murdered several pregnant bitches, dude. Yeah, several. I think I offed one or fucked one up during the George Floyd protest. she came attacking me and starting shit. Was like, yeah, well, I'm pregnant. And I was like, well, 2 or more is a conspiracy. A conspiracy is a violent felony. Violent felony is authorized use of deadly force. But anyways, we land, all right? And you got like Santa Barbara, all these other different like agencies. And I think we're in Santa Barbara County, and we're going to be drive to the county jail, and then we're going to be driven to the Federal Detention Center, or MDC, Metropolitan Detention Center, Los Angeles. All right. So as we leave the fucking Air Force Base, we're going, and Trump should be putting you in jail. Did you go fuck the widow girlfriend of the dude? No. This stream is living proof of how bad you are. I sending it into the new government. Okay. So anyways, we're on the bus, all right? Nobody wants to sit next to me because they have me sit down, and I sit next to some people, and I start talking. And then, like, everybody on the bus gets up and goes in the back corner, dude. Like all there. And I'm like, hey, what's up, guys? And they're like, yeah, we're afraid of you. I'm like, why? And like, you say your name's Kenneth Wheeler. Yeah, Kenneth Royal Wheeler. And I was like, yeah. So outside of Metropolitan Detention Center, the day I left America from Grand Junction Airport, I think it was in like February, and some people started hanging out outside the Metropolitan Detention Center with signs that say, "The Great Prophet Kenneth Royal Wheeler is coming." And they held signs that said 38502-013. My federal inmate number, 38502-013. So they knew my federal inmate number before it was assigned. All right. So all the law enforcement in California already was aware of all these people who were claiming that the great prophet Kenneth Royal Wheeler shall arrive. His prophecy has been foreseen. His arrival has been foreseen. We are here giving the prophecy. John Wick said he is going to get you into a VIP room. Okay. Smart white men are testifying to believe for some reason. Whatever. Some goth girls also said that Kenny smelled good. Well, that's nice. You wouldn't be let out of that room. Dear Lord, is that you, retard? Okay, so anyways, when they call, like when they're getting us off the prison or off the plane, they're like, this person, and then you got to go stand over there, right? So I'm on the plane, all right, I'm handcuffed, and they're like, Kenneth Royal Wheeler, Kenneth Royal. I'm like, over here. And then like some of the people look at me like, no fucking way, dude. And they look at it like, yeah. And they're like, Wheeler, what's your federal inmate identification number? Your reg number, federal inmate regulation number. So they're like, what's your reg number? 38502-013, sir. And they're like, no, Wheeler, seriously, what's your fucking number? And this one dude who rode there with us, he's like, yeah, that's Wheeler, 38502-013. And they're like, holy shit, no way this is fucking real. And so I go, and they're like, walk down. So I have to walk down the fucking steps of this fucking airplane onto the tarmac, and like, go stand over there. I was like, all right. And then like the Santa Barbara people are like, hey, they're like naming people off. I'm like, all right, come over here. And then they're like, Kenneth Royal Wheeler, 38502-013. Oh, you fucking guys, who's playing jokes? And then I raise my hand. I was like, I'm Wheeler. And I walk over towards her. And she's like, what the fuck are you doing? And I'm like, you called me, ma'am. And she's like, what's your name? And I was like, my name's Kenneth Royal Wheeler. My reg number is 38502-013. And she's like, no fucking way, dude. No fucking way. So then all the guards were like, yeah, dude, his name is Kenneth Royal Wheeler, and his reg number is 38502-013. And they're like, no fucking way. And they're like, you pull any shit, we'll fucking shoot you. And I was like, oh, don't be surprised if I'm not the first one to shoot. And they're like, what the fuck does that mean? I was like, yeah, we'll find out when we get on that bus and we get alone. And so get fucking we drive off, and our bus driver is like, fuck no, dude, fuck this. We're not leaving. Fuck no, you're taking that Kenneth Roy Wheeler, and you're getting put back on that fucking plane. So one of the bus drivers for the San Bernardino or San Gabriel, whatever, San Bernardino County Sheriff's Office was like, Wheeler, come on, you're getting off this fucking bus. You are not riding on my bus, motherfucker. And I'm like, all right. And then some U.S. Marshals get up there and they're like, Wheeler, sit your ass back fucking down. You are getting on this bus. You are staying on this bus, and you are going to Metropolitan Center, Los Angeles. I'm like, yo, dude, what's going on? Okay, so the whole time I'm telling people there's a dude by the name of James Holmes plotting on committing an active shooting terrorist attack at the Century 16 movie theater in Aurora, Colorado, July 20th, Friday, midnight morning during the Batman Dark Knight Rises Midnight World premiere. And every stop, dude, every guard I see, I tell this to. And I even told it to when they're getting me off the plane. When I got off the plane, and they called my name. Oh, wow, you're such a loser. Do you get your tranny dates picked up with these lines? Didn't know I still like bedtime stories. I know you can't pick up more than an Adam's apple streetwalker. Dreaming, I got cozy under the bed. Blanket. All right, so anyways, I'm telling everybody about James Holmes and how I'm going to be set up as an accomplice to a mass shooting. And they're like, sure, whatever. And I'm telling the San Bernardino, San Gabriel, whoever the fuck they were, the county sheriffs, this is what's going on. And when I'm on the bus, you have U.S. Marshals and this deputy arguing. And I told the U.S. Marshals, like, hey, they're going to set me up as an active shooter accomplice. A dude by the name of James Holmes is plotting on committing a massacre at the Century 16 movie theater, July 20th, Friday, midnight morning at the Batman Dark Knight Rises world premiere. I'm being set up. And the deputy's like, oh, fuck this, dude. Fuck no, get the fuck off my bus. And the marshal's like, no, dude. No. You are putting him on this fucking bus, and you are going to take him to Metropolitan Detention Center, Los Angeles. And the dude's like, no, we have to go to the county jail first. Then we have to pick up other people because some people are being dropped off at the county jail. Some people are going to the Metropolitan Detention Center. So they have to pick up other people to go to the Metropolitan Detention Center. And I'm like, all right, cool. Whatever. I'm sitting in a deep freeze right now. Needed to get a bit more cold-blooded to listen to this son of a bitch. All right. Prophetic dreams, folks. Don't cozy too negative. Don't kiss cozy too negative. Amazing. So anyways, I stuffed my mouth with oregano oil and tossed me into the freezer. Don't even know what that means. So we're on the freeway. We're on the California freeway, and we're driving, all right? And like nobody's sitting next to me. And I'm just there all by myself. And we're on our way to like San Bernardino County Jail. And we're on the freeway, and then next thing you know, clack, 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 clack. A couple of cars drive by, and they shoot up the bus that's transporting me. So this is how jail works. Jen, I realized what I typed and wondered if you saw. Okay. So now I'm everybody else is like crying. I start singing a song about the wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. The wheels on the bus go round and round while I get shot. Everybody now, second verse, same as the first, a little bit louder and a hell of a lot worse. The wheels on the bus go round, and I start screaming, the wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. The wheels on the bus go round and round while I get shot. And fucking... they just start flooring this fucking bus on the fucking freeway. All right. This is my favorite stream so far. Wax the hair off my asshole and tell me my mommy didn't hit me enough. Be careful with him and blankets. How do they know it was transporting you if this was all spontaneous and quick? How the fuck would I know? because I got disavowed by the CIA and people were out to get me. And this wasn't even the first transport that got shot up. Because remember, the plane got shot. All right. Spank me with your favorite sock. Are you still trying to grow shrooms? No. No. You own nothing but dried up cum socks. Man, I haven't jerked off in a tube sock since fucking middle school or high school, dude. Hey, Mr. FBI, you get We Believe Kenny. Love the prison story stream, K-Dog. All right, but anyways. So we make it to the county jail, all right? And then everybody's like, holy shit, dude. And they're like, oh my God, I want to call my family. I want to call my mom. And I'm over here like, yeah, we ain't made it there yet. I still got one more facility to go. So we get off the fucking, they take us to everybody off the fucking thing and off the bus. And we're in like this double gated area. We're supposed to go into the Sally Port. And all the guards are wigging out. There's all these extra guards and SWAT team there. And when I get off the bus, I go over and put my finger in all these fucking little like bullet holes and shit. Like at least 3 of them, dude. Can you stuff my cunt with your balls and a side of onions and gravy from your ass leakage? Sure, why not? So anyways, they're like, they start calling names. And the dude's like, no, everybody get the fuck in. We'll call names in the Sally Port. All right, so they start calling names. And they call one name. That dude's like me right here. Nobody's standing next to me. I'm standing there all by myself. All right, we're in the Sally Port. You got all these guards against the wall, like looking at me. On the other side, you got all these prisoners handcuffed looking at me. And I'm just standing right. And they told me to stand in the back by the door. I'm like, okay. And like, you got all these fucking SWAT like people surrounding me. And I'm like, what's going on? And they start calling names. And they're like, this person in this cell, this person in this cell. Kenneth Royal Wheeler in this cell. And they're like, ha, 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 motherfuckers. Real funny. And I was like, what cell, ma'am? And she's like, shut the fuck up. What's your fucking name? And I was like, Kenneth Royal Wheeler. My federal inmate identification number is 38502-013. And there's a whole nother 2-3 holding cells full of dudes who are supposed to get on the bus and go other places. And they're like they were like, holy fuck. They're like, no way, this is real. Because like everybody in California, like every prisoner has been talking about for the past month, there have been people hanging outside Metropolitan Detention Center, Los Angeles, with signs prophesizing the arrival of the great prophet Kenneth Royal Wheeler. Interesting character. Who's Sally? A Sally Port. It's just like this the entrance area in and out of a facility. Any ginger in the prison system must be submissive like Andy Dufresne. It's an unreal. Did you scream out Putin while you softly touched a photo of your dad who smacked you at the age of 10 before he left you forever? Dream and distortion. One of the CIA, FBI, ATF, NAACP, and so on. Have you ever made eggs and French toast but used nail clippings as your crust? No. So they're like, no fucking way, dude. Who are you? And then everybody's like, yes, that person's name is Kenneth Royal Wheeler, and his inmate reg number is 38502-013. I'm like, yes, ma'am. Is there an issue of concern that needs my attention? And she's like, yes, ma'am. Is there an issue of concern that needs my attention? What the fuck are you in here for? And I was like, a Facebook comment. And they're like, yeah, dude, this dude's actually in federal prison for a Facebook comment that did not happen in America, that he claims he did not do, that doesn't have a fucking threat in it. What the fuck's going on? And I'm just like, hey, I don't know what's going on, man. And then I told her about James Holmes is plotting on committing a massacre at the Century 16 movie theater, July 20th, 2012, Friday night at midnight morning for the Dark Knight Rises world premiere. They're trying to frame me. And she looks at me, she's like, you know, I actually believe you. And I was like, whatever. I hope the FBI guy we got looks like Pick Rob. I eat the skin off the bottom of my feet for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Are you a toe sucker? So anyways, I get put in a cell. They give us a sandwich. And they're like, they're crossing off names for sandwiches. And they're like, what's your name? And I was like, Kenneth Royal Wheeler. 38502-013. And she's like, oh, you want to play smartass? All right, you're not getting a lunch. And she walks off. And then, like, I guess it was the sheriff or a lot of people in charge were like, no, motherfucker, you give him his fucking lunch right now. That is Kenneth Royal Wheeler. And she's like, what? And she looks at me and she's like, holy fuck, you're real? You're a fucking celebrity. And she starts telling me this story. Like, do you know for the past fucking month, people have been claiming to be your religious followers, prophesizing that you're your rival? Is this really Kenneth Wheeler? Are you guys fucking with me? And I told her, I was like, ma'am, my name is Kenneth Royal Wheeler. My legal birth date is 1980, December 31st, Wednesday. My federal inmate ID number is 38502-013. James Holmes is plotting on committing a massacre at the Century 16 movie theater in Aurora, Colorado on July 20th or 12th, or whatever the fuck it was, July 20th, 2012, Friday midnight morning at the Batman Dark Knight Rises midnight premiere. And she's like, what the fuck? And she looks over and she's like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with that? And I was like, ma'am, they're going to frame me. And she's like, they're going to frame you? And your name's Kenneth Royal Wheeler. I was like, yes, ma'am. And she's like, I honestly believe they're going to frame you. So the religious followers, or those who claim to be religious followers of the great prophet Kenneth Royal Wheeler, they always took Friday off because Friday is Freya's day. So, we'll take Freya's day off. All right. How often did you have to apologize to other inmates for having red pubic hair? Not at all. At fire. So, all right. Can you do a food story? Christ. I think he'd be better off to do it. Be positive. So, anyways, I'm talking. I'm there, and I eat the lunch, and they're like, "Holy shit!" And they're like, "All right, well, we have to put you in this bus." And like when they put people in the bus, they put them three in a thing, and they're handcuffed like this. So the person on the left, he's handcuffed like this, or the right is handcuffed his right arm to the next person's left arm. So you have to walk three at a time and get on a bus sideways three at a time. But not us. They had me get on the bus first. They're like, you get on the bus. Because everybody else is like, fuck no, I'm not getting on the bus with that guy. And like, well, you have to get on the fucking bus, dude. And like, no, put me on the next bus. Put me on a fucking different transport. Send me back. I don't care. I'm not getting on the fucking bus with that dude. And so then we get on this bus, or van, or I think it was a van, or no, it was a bus. It was a bus. And we drive around the block to drive in properly. And they're like, well, dude, the great prophet Kenneth Royal Wheeler, his followers aren't here. And they're like, yeah, they take every Friday off. So they pull in the bus, and like now we're underneath the in the Sally Port, the loading bay of Metropolitan Detention Center, Los Angeles, and it's actually underground. So we're there, and they start calling names, and they call Kenneth Royal Wheeler 38502-01. Oh, you motherfuckers again! You guys do this every fucking day. And I was like, right here, sir. And the dude's like, what? What's your name called? And I was like, yes, sir. And he's like, what's your name? Go stand over there. I was like, all right. So I go stand over there. And he's like, hey, what's your fucking name? And I was like, my name is Kenneth Royal Wheeler. My federal inmate regulation number is 38502-013. And they're like, yeah, dude, this is really the guy. Kenny, can you ask Natalie and Kaden real quick? No. McPickrib 2000, we all have our crosses to bear. So anyways, as I'm getting processed in, they're like, holy shit. Like every fucking guard is coming down to look at the person whose real name is Kenneth Royal Wheeler, whose inmate number is really 38502-13. So when the people claiming to be the religious followers of the great prophet Kenneth Royal Wheeler started hanging outside, they ran the inmate regulation number, and there was no Kenneth Royal Wheeler 38502-013 because they were outside before the Facebook comment even started happening. Yeah. So whoever was involved either knew I would show up there and knew my federal inmate number before the feds assigned it to me, or whatever the fuck happened. And another fake story, Kenny Wheeler, the new city, the crazy person who makes no sense and lies. No, communist criminal Kenneth Wheeler. I'm not a commie, and I'm not a criminal. So, anyways, I get processed in, and they're just like, holy shit, dude, who the fuck are you? And then, like, this lady, she calls me over. She's like, Mr. Wheeler, you seem very educated. I was like, oh, yes, I'm educated. And she's like, so what do you do? And I was like, well, I'm studying for a bachelor's in fine art and a teaching certificate. And she's like, oh, really? We can give you a job here in the GED classes. I was like, sure, ma'am. And she's like, you don't have anybody on your call list? And I was like, no, ma'am, I do not have anybody on my call list. I have my lawyer. And she's like, that's not a call list. That's your lawyer. And I was like, okay, I don't have a call list. And she's like, well, Mr. Wheeler, everybody has a call list. And I was like, well, I'm not everybody, ma'am. And so I get put in eventually I get taken up, all right? And they're like, holy shit. And when we're going in the elevator, you're supposed to face backwards with your nose facing the wall. And so I go in there and I put the face against my wall, and they're like, Wheeler, up to the front. And I was like, I start stepping backwards. They're like, no, Wheeler, you turn around and you look at us when you move. So I turn around, and we're black box. And I'm standing there and like, you come stand next to me. And I stood there and like, no, you stand closer to me, Mr. Wheeler. And I was like, well, how close do you want me to stand? It's easier for you because they put me in a full set of extra chains, all right? So we get to the unit, and inside the unit, they start taking off all our chains and black boxes. And everybody in the unit is like, man, what the fuck happened? Everybody's in black boxes and chains. And they're like, Wheeler, you're in this cell. And then a whole group of fucking guards come in, and they all start talking. They all point at me. And the dude goes, hey, Wheeler, come over here. And I was like, yes, sir. And they're like, Wheeler, what is your full name? And I was like, my full legal name is Kenneth Royal Wheeler. What's your date of birth? I was like, my date of birth is 1980, December 31st, Wednesday. And they're like, where were you born? I was like, my birth certificate states I was born in Glendora, California, in Glendora Memorial Hospital. And they're like, what's your reg number? And I was like, my federal inmate regulation number is 38502-013. I'm like, that's right, Mr. Wheeler. You're in that cell. You're here for a competency evaluation. Is that correct? And I was like, yes, sir. I'm like, where'd you come from? I was like, Federal Detention Center, Inglewood. And like, well, why didn't they give you your competency evaluation there? And I was like, well, I'm claiming my innocence. And then I told them again about James Holmes, and all these guards were like, what the fuck? And like, do you realize you just said that out loud? And I was like, yes, by law, you have to report to the authorities what I said. And they're like, yeah, we do. Holy fuck. So then, next day later, we have to lock down that night. Next day later, they fucking call. They open up the door for chow. I get in, and I even asked. I was like, "Is there somewhere I can sit for chow?" And they're like, "Yeah, there's this one spot open. You'll sit right over there." I was like, "Okay." And I talked to these other white people, and they're like, "Yeah, you can sit right here." And I was like, "All right, I'd give you the lotto number for it, but he's changed numbers." So, anyways, the next day later, I'm walking around, and I was like, "Hey, how do I contact my lawyer?" And then I go through here, and I was like, "Well," then I go to this thing, and I do it, and they're like, "Oh, no, it's not on yet." And I was like, "Oh, okay." They wanted to see me sign in under my name and my reg number, and I did, but it said that computers are down until like 10:30 after they do transports, or 11, or whatever the fuck it is. And I was like, "All right." So I'm there, and I was like, well, hey, cool if I go outside on this. They have like this little rec yard, like 100 feet up in the air on this patio, because I'm on like the 9th floor of the Metropolitan Detention Center, Los Angeles. It has like several floors, and it even has floors that have prosecutors and DAs and all that shit in the courthouse. So I'm there, and this one dude is like, what's your name? And it's like, Kenny. And he's like, your name wouldn't happen to be Kenneth World Wheeler. I was like, yes. He's like, well, it better not be. And I was like, well, seriously, sir, My name is Kenneth Royal Wheeler. My reg number is 38502-013. What's going on? Why is everybody acting weird with me? And he's like, well, there have been some crazy people outside for the past month saying that the great prophet Kenneth Royal Wheeler is prophesized to arrive, and his reg number is 38502-013, but nobody has that reg number, nobody has that name. And I was like, well, I do. And he's like, when'd you get that number? And I was like, beginning of the month, last month, around this date and time. And they're like, what are you here for? I was like, I'm here for a Facebook comment. And they're like, do you have any paperwork? And I was like, well, I'm waiting for it to show up. And this dude's like, well, here, I'll go with you to the guard because by law they have to give you their paperwork. And so like this whole gang of fucking Serenios and Hell's Angels, they go with me and they're like, hey, this dude needs his paperwork. And they're like, oh yeah, we're bringing his paperwork right now. Just wait. And so I stood there and everybody just standing there. Like, honestly, like 12 dudes are like, yeah, we're going to stand here and we're going to look at this dude's paperwork. And so like 12, so then some guards show up. I'm like, here you go, Mr. Wheeler. What's your name? What's your birthday? What's your reg number? And I was like that. And I was like, all right, here you fucking go. And then they take out the unit. And I was like, who needs to read this? And they read it. And my indictment is one sentence. On or about this date and time, the defendant, Kenneth Royal Wheeler, did knowingly and willfully transmit a threat in interstate commerce by means of Facebook from Rome, Italy. And they're like, dude, this ain't even a fucking indictment. And they started looking at the guard because it had like the official stamp and seal and everything of the United States government. And like, what is this? And they're like, no, that's his real indictment. And they're like, well, no. An indictment's supposed to be pages, dude. Hey, not one fucking sentence. And I was like, well, hey, this is all I got. You guys saw it get delivered. Seriously, this is all I have. I don't know what's going on. I haven't seen any Facebook comment. I haven't seen a discovery. And they're like, no, you get your discovery. So they start arguing with the guard, and they're like, well, where's this discovery? You got to get it. And he's like, well, his lawyer's supposed to give him the discovery. And they're like, who's your lawyer? And I was like, this dude named Stephen Lesh. He's in Grand Junction, Colorado. I've only met him once. And they're like, do you have his info? And I was like, they have his info. I'm like, you didn't get his card? And I was like, well, they took his card. And they're like, what the fuck's going on here? And I was like, hey, y'all, I don't know what's going on here. I didn't make the Facebook comment. I wasn't in Italy when that Facebook comment was made. They have my passport. There's no Italian stamp on my passport. And they're like, what, is this fucking real? And the guard's like, yeah, dude. So then ultimately later on, while we were on the patio, because like everybody like was constantly talking about me, they were constantly talking to the guards and their lawyers, because they instantly got on the phone, called their family, and called their lawyers, like, yo, what's up with this, dude? So other lawyers looked into it and they're like, what the fuck is this? There's no discovery. The indictment's not even a real indictment, but yet you're holding this motherfucker hostage. And so that's the way it went down. And then while I was there, the religious followers of the great prophet Kenneth Royal Wheeler got in a shootout with some cops and killed some cops. And some people dressed as the United States military showed up in vehicles that looked like the United States military, also shot some cops. And then some of them used poison gas. And I think it was like a mixture of like ammonia, bleach, and vinegar, or whatever the fuck it was. But we were on the 9th floor, and the ventilation takes the air from the top and blows it down in. So only people on the bottom 2 or 3 floors got sick or got hurt by the gas. And the whole time, the warden's like, yeah, get this motherfucker out of my fucking prison. And the warden even told me, he's like, yeah, the 9th District of California took jurisdiction of your case and dismissed your case without prejudice. Just said that you're gone. Get the fuck out. And I don't know how I feel about letting you out of my city, Mr. Wheeler. And I was like, well, if I'm supposed to be free, I'm supposed to be free. Just let me go, and everything will be safer if I get let go. And she's like, well, fuck you. Then I started filing all these kites, and I was like, yeah, I want to file a grievance. I want to know this. I want to know this. And then they came up and like, yeah, quit writing kites to the warden. And I was like, well, by law, you have to record every one of those kites. And they're like, yeah, we do. And I was like, well, I'm going to keep doing it. And so the dumb bitch who was supposed to do my competency evaluation was like, well, I can take as much time as I want. And then the warden grabbed her ass and escorted her into the fucking unit. It's like, no, you finish this fucking competency evaluation. These things only take 3 hours. And so after a month being there, and then ultimately the warden, I think it was like Warden Thompson or Warden Thomas, I called her LaFonda because LaFonda got a motor in her back and a Honda because I was talking shit to her. And so I'm telling LaFonda, I was like, yo, dude, I outrank you. I don't have to listen to you. And she started threatening me. She said, I'll let every motherfucker in here rape you. And I was like, Star Dragon, grab her family and send Bangkok here, Derek for rain. And then within like a few minutes of that, or maybe 7 minutes or whatever. Anyways, that same night, military gear, military people drove a fucking, what's that called? A Bradley assault vehicle into the fucking living room of LaFonda's family and fucking black bagged him, swooped him up, threw him in the back and drove off. And now LaFonda's a fucking orphan. And I was like, well, don't fuck with the orphan mafia, motherfucker. And people were like, what the fuck is orphan mafia? And I was like, well, orphan mafia is just a whole bunch of orphans. If you fuck with orphan mafia, we make you an orphan. And they were like, oh, fuck no, dude. Get this dude the fuck out of here. So, Kenny, how many people have you killed in your life? More than I care to remember, more than anybody's going to believe. He grabbed her ass. No, I did not. So anyways, while there, I was cellies with Lenny Dykstra. He won the World Series. He had a string of fucking car washes. He's like, yeah, I don't even know what to say to you, dude. Everybody says weirdo shit about you, and you just keep to yourself and read. I was like, yeah, what else am I supposed to do? And so I was like, dude, I didn't even make the fucking Facebook comment. They have my passport, and there's no Italian stamp on my passport. And he's like, yeah, my lawyer told me that. They've got nothing on you. The comment doesn't have a threat. You didn't make the comment, and they don't even have a discovery of evidence on you yet. So, ultimately, a whole bunch of shit goes down, poison gas, shootouts, and then the religious followers of the great prophet Kenneth Will Wheeler say, hey, if you don't release him by today, we're never coming back here, and we're just going to rampage and fuck shit up. And so there I was, sitting there, and then like a week or two later, I get transported out, get put back on Con Air, on the bus ride again, get shot up. I get taken to San Bernardino County Jail. I'm there, and like this bitch is all talking this shit, and I was like, well, ma'am, are you going to be on that bus? And she's like, no, I'm not going to be on that bus. And I was like, every transport I've been on has gotten shot up. And she's like, I don't give a fuck. Several cops and several people are missing because of you, Mr. Wheeler. And I was like, it's not because of me. And then I told her again about James Holmes. She's like, I don't give a fuck. You're getting the fuck out of this state today. We're going to put you on that fucking Con Air flight, and you're getting fucking gone, and you're never coming back. And I was like, that's unless the government sends me back. And she's like, well, if they ever send you back here again, we're just going to kick you the fuck out. You just fucking leave. And I was like, ma'am, I'll leave right now. You have the keys to the cuff. And she's like, you know, if I could, I would. I honestly believe that you're innocent, Mr. Wheeler, and I honestly believe you're being set up. I don't know what the fuck to do. And I was like, the easiest way to handle this, the most peaceful way to handle this, let me go. Outside's right over there, ma'am. All you have to do is take off these handcuffs and walk me 20 yards, and it's all over. And she's like, I believe you, but I can't do shit about that. All right, what's all this stuff? Who are you drinking blood, Kenny? Whose blood is it? No, this is kombucha. So, anyways, I get put on Con Air. The bus ride there gets shot up. We get put on Con Air. We go to Federal Detention Center, Oklahoma City. All right, which is actually on an airport. So the plane actually pulls up to the causeway, and we just get off there. I get there, and everybody's like, holy shit, Mr. Wheeler, we've heard a lot about you. And I was like, well, I'm innocent. And they're like, oh, we all believe you're innocent. You're here for a Facebook comment, Mr. Wheeler. A Facebook comment that doesn't even have a threat, that didn't happen in America, that you say you didn't even do. And I told him, well, James Holmes is bought on committing a massacre. And this one dude, he interrupted me, and he cut me off. He's like, at the Century 16 movie theater, 2012, July 20th, Friday, midnight showing of Batman Dark Knight Rises. And I was like, yes, sir. And they're like, yeah, we all know. We've already heard it. And I was like, well, you guys are setting me up. And they're like, yeah, we totally believe you're going to be set up, dude. But what the fuck are we going to do about it? And I was like, just let me go. Put me on a plane somewhere else. Let me go. Kenny, did you drink the 9-year-old girl's blood? No, I did not. I scooped up her brains and skull fragments and rubbed it on a couple people's faces. So, anyways, I'm there for like a week or 2 weeks. I can't remember. I think it was like a week, all right? And I'm there, and like you have all these hardcore white dudes who just stare at me the whole time. And like this one dude was like, "Hey, will you come in here and talk with us?" I was like, "Is it going to be nonviolent?" And like, "Oh yeah, it's nonviolent. The goon squad's been waiting outside the unit every day you're here, just in case you decide to harm somebody," is what they said. And I was like, "I have no intentions on harming myself. I have no intentions on harming others." And so like I'm sitting there, and so there's like one TV, and it's also where they're like they're allowed to play basketball. It's like this outside rec area that's like 3 stories or 4 stories or 7 whatever stories up, and it has this gated area with a fence to allow airflow. And like this one dude starts talking to me, and then next thing you know, everybody just scoots back, and I get up. I was like, "What's going on, dude? Somebody trying to shank me?" And this dude's like, "No, Wheeler, are you trying to shank us?" And I was like, "No, I have no intentions on harming others. I have no intentions on harming myself." And like this one dude, he's like, he's looking at me. He's like, I've done 20 years in prison. I've never heard of anybody like you. Every guard talks about you, Wheeler. Everybody says all this, and you reporting that some dude's going to shoot up a movie theater and they're going to frame you for it, and all the guards say that's real. What am I supposed to think about that, Wheeler? And I was like, it won't matter once it happens, because once it happens, my name is going to be on the news as public enemy number 1. I'm already dead no matter what. And he's like, fuck, dude. Holy fuck. What the fuck do I say to that? And I was like, I mean, no disrespect, but I think it's best for everybody and safest for everybody not to get involved with me and not to be seen with me. And they're like, you want to know what, Wheeler? You're absolutely right. And I was like, well, am I safe to leave? And he's like, yeah, you are safe to leave. You can go walk back into the unit. And I was like, all right. And I was like, do you want me to shake your hand? He's like, no, Wheeler, I do not want you to shake my hand. I was like, all right, sir. You have a beautiful day. May you have a beautiful life, and just know I'm innocent. And he's like, oh, I fucking believe you're innocent. Like everybody was there was like, yeah, dude, there's no way you can be here with all that shit being talked about you if you were really guilty. If you were really guilty, it'd be a different way. And I was like, well, what do I do? So then I get put on the plane. The week goes by for the next transport, and I go there and I'm waiting, and they call me. And so I go step in line, and then everybody, like all these people, take like 5 steps away from me. And like, no, Wheeler, you stand right here. And I was like, all right. And like the goon squad's out there, and like, Mr. Wheeler, your transportation's here. And I was like, the goon squad? And they're like, yep, the goon squad. These are people who are all completely black suited. They got the riot shield, they got the batons and everything ready to go. And I was like, all right, well, here we go. And there's like, is there anything you'd like to say to the group before you leave? And I was like, I'm innocent, and James Holmes is plotting on committing an active shooting terrorist attack at the Century 16 movie theater, 2020, July 20th, Friday, at the Batman Dark Knight Rises Midnight World premiere. I'm being framed. So in a couple of weeks, you're going to see my face and my name on TV. Just know I didn't do it, and they're probably going to kill me. And the dude was like, yeah, that's what we were expecting. All right, go. So I walk to the door, and I fucking have to wait, dude. Like the goon squad's right there. And then like they're like, hold on. So they're like, Wheeler, you have to go out here. You got to take this way and then that way. And there's going to be a guard in an elevator waiting for you. And I was like, well, what happened to the goon squad? And I was like, and the dude's like, we pulled them back. They don't want to be seen on camera with you. I was like, seriously? So I walk out, and like one door opens up, I go through. The next door opens up, I go through. And I'm not even in handcuffs yet. So, and then like the intercom goes, turn right, go this one, take your next left. And so I walk there, and as I'm walking, I can see like all these people in the goon squads down the hallway, like dozens of them, dude, dozens of these motherfuckers. And fucking, I turn this way, and the dude's like, second elevator on your right. And I go to the second elevator. He's like, I said the second elevator on your right. And I was like, 1, 2. And he's like, go back 1 elevator. So then I go to the first one. He's like, all right, that elevator. And then it goes ding, and it opens up. And I get in and I go in and I can hear on the intercom, push this button. So I have to push this button all by myself. And then when I get off, then it goes there and it goes ding, and the dude's like, turn around and walk out backwards. So I turn around, I'm stepping out backwards, and the dude's like, all right, Wheeler, you can turn around. And I turn around and like, all right, Wheeler, we got to strip you out. And so I had to do the strip out, to the little moose thing when you're naked. I had to, they have like electronic thing and like this x-ray machine thing to make sure I'm not hiding any metal. And they have me put on brand new clothes. I mean, like brand new, like brand new socks, brand new shoes, brand new everything, like never been worn, never been washed. And they're like, all right, Wheeler, you going to play nice? And I was like, yes, sir, I'm innocent. And I have no intentions on harming myself. I have no intentions on harming others. And they're like, holy shit, dude. And like everybody, all these people there was like, you know, we actually believe you're innocent. And this one dude's like, I don't believe you're innocent. And I was like, you honestly believe that I did that Facebook comment? And I did not make the Facebook comment. He's like, that's not what I said. I don't think you made that Facebook comment, but I'm saying you're not innocent, Wheeler. And I was like, well, in that case, nobody's innocent, right? And he's like, yep, that's right. And all these guards like, just shut the fuck up, to this other guard. And this dude's like, Mr. Wheeler, please put your knees on this little bench that's padded, and put your hands in the air above you. And I was like this. And he's like, yep, that's right. And like the dude's like, all right, Mr. Wheeler, we're going to have a couple of guards hold you in place while another guard puts ankle cuffs on you. Don't do anything. I was like, sir, I have no intentions on doing anything stupid. I have no intentions on harming myself. I have no intentions on harming others. And this one guy is like, hey, all right. He just comes in, boop, one ankle, boop, one ankle. And he's like, see, look at that. Wheeler's not fighting. Wheeler's not resisting. I was like, no, sir, I'm not fighting. I am not resisting. And they're like, all right, Wheeler, we need you to slowly step down with your right leg. I slowly step down with my right leg. And then the guards just pull me. I'm like, okay, I'm not resisting. I'm not resisting. And this one guard's like, what the fuck, dude? Why'd you do that? I'm like, we're not taking a chance. And I was like, what do I do now? Do you want my hands behind my back? And they're like, no, you will slowly lower your hands in front of you. So I'm standing, and the guards have me like wrapped up. And I'm like trying to lower. And I was like, why don't you lower your other arm? I was like, because the guard has me wrapped up. I can't lower my arm. And then the guy in charge, like a sergeant or whoever the fuck, or the warden, whoever the fuck it was, was telling the guard hasn't let go of his right arm. And he's like, oh, I can't let go. He's going to do something. I was like, no, sir, I'm not going to do anything. And the other guy, he just lets go of my arm, and I just leave it there. He's like, Wheeler, let your arm drop. And I put it down. And he's like, all right, Wheeler, let your other arm drop. And I was like, I can't. He's got my arm wrapped up. And this dude's all wiggling my arm. And I was like, please stop wiggling my arm. And then one of the guards is like, Wheeler, break free of him and get your arm down. So I just wiggle out and I put my arm down. And the guards were like, oh, shit, did you see that move? And like this one guard's like, look at that. He could have fucking got your ass if he wanted to. And I was like, sir, I have no intentions on harming myself. I have no intentions on harming others. And I put my hands like this. And they're like, all right, Wheeler, we're going to put handcuffs on you. I was like, yes, sir. And this one cop, he just go click, 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 click. And he's like, you know, Wheeler, you're one of the most politest, smartest people I've ever met. I got no idea who you pissed off, but you must have pissed off somebody. Pretty fucked up they didn't follow up on Holmes. Yeah, I know. This is the longest fucking story ever. Can we get an intermission like a Broadway? Show us your bush or something. All right, so anyways, they put the chain around me, and they're like, hold up. And I was like, yes, sir. And the dude, he just puts the chain around me. He's like, Wheeler, you ain't fucking did nothing at all. And you got all these motherfuckers. You got everybody who works here on call today, Mr. Wheeler. And I was like, sir, I'm innocent, dude. And he's like, you know, only an innocent man could get this many people show up to work. And I was like, man, that's fucked up. And so anyways, they put a black box on me. And I was like, sir, that is kind of tight on my ankles and my hands. And like, well, it's that way for a purpose. And I was like, all right. And they have me walk. And when I get into this other room with other people who are locked up, this cop looks like, yo, dude, how tight are those ankles? And I was like, they're as tight as they can go. I can barely walk, sir. And the dude comes in. He's like, we're supposed to have 2 fingers. Don't move, Wheeler. And he loosens them up, puts 2 fingers. Like, all right, there's 1, there's 2. And he's like, I'm going to get your black box the same. I was like, yes, sir. And he does it the same. He's like, all right, Wheeler, we're going to sit you down this hallway. And then you're going to go down that hallway wait for about an hour, and then you're going to be put on an airplane. If you need to go to the bathroom, this is your last chance to do it. And I was like, please and thank you. I'd like to take this chance to go pee. And he's like, all right. He opens up the door. He's like, I got to stand here. I was like, all right, sir. So I move everything, I go pee, and then I'm done. And then I flush the toilet, and I went to go grab the toilet paper, wipe off the seat. And he's like, Wheeler, you don't got to do that. Another inmate will come in and clean up the toilet. And I was like, all right. So then they walk me down that fucking long causeway that goes to the airplane. They're like, sit right here. And then they start calling out names. And then they're like, Wheeler, Kenneth Royal, 38502-013. And then like, kick out your legs. So I kicked out my legs because you can't raise your hand because you're black box. So they're like, are you Kenneth Royal Wheeler? I was like, yes, sir. My name is Kenneth Royal Wheeler. What's your date of birth? 12/31/1980. What's your reg number? 38502-013. And he's like, well, Wheeler, we got to call and make sure that you're allowed on this plane. We were told to let you go. And I was like, well, then let me go. All right. Did you meet Groovy Jimmy? Well, no. Kenny, you put everyone to sleep and go to bed, all right? Did he look at your not this dude. Did you wink at him while he was watching? No. This is when the sniper comes into play, right, Kenny? Yeah, that's a little later, right? How did you know about Holmes initially? I stole an iPad from people following me in Italy, and that's on the Psychic Trauma live stream. The one I did from Italy, I showed the restaurant where I was. So send Amanda the link. This, copy, paste. All right, so anyways, we get put on the plane, and they asked, does anybody have anything stupid to say before we take off? And I was like, sir, James Holmes is plotting on committing a massacre. And I said it all over again, and then everybody's like, oh, holy fuck, dude. And you got all these people who are like, yo, Wheeler, nearly every prisoner in the federal prison system has heard this story about you. And I was like, well, they're going to set me up. At least I can trust this man not to eat poop sandwiches. God bless. You met James Holmes? No, I did not. Well, technically I did once. I think it was 2018. But that's a whole different other story. So this was 2012, all right? So we fly off without a hitch, and we land the plane, and I get put on a transport bus. And the same black guard who was like, holy shit, you're still alive? And I was like, yeah. He's like, I've only heard crazy stories about you, Wheeler. Who are you? And I was like, and he's like, is anything crazy going to happen on this bus ride back to Federal Detention Center Inglewood? And I was like, most likely. Kenny, have you ever thought about writing your short stories and having them published? Jason White sucks. What year did you do that Italy stream where you stole that? No. That was in 2012 when I snuck into Italy. I was wearing the leather coat of Ahmadinejad because I snuck into Iran and stole his coat. And then I found out FBI agent Kurt Geiger was making Facebook comments from Italy. And then when I got back to Italy and I got to the, what's that called? The internet cafe where one of the comments were coming from, Italian authorities were arresting FBI agent Kurt Geiger, and I just walked on by like nothing happened, watching from the dark shadows. You suck at making art, but you're a wonderful storyteller. I just shout out some chicken wings. Con Air was a documentary about Kenny's plane trip. But anyways, so the Italian stream was in December of 2023. All right. Dash 103. Do I now? I don't know. Okay. Anyways, this black guard's like, if anything's going to happen, crazy happen, you tell me now. I was like, sir, I think it's best for everybody that you just take off these chains and handcuffs and let me walk all by myself. And he's like, if I could do that, I would, but I can't do that. And I was like, yes, you can. And he's like, well, I'm not going to. And I was like, that's your decision, sir. We all have to make decisions in life, and the decisions we survive are the decisions we have to live with. And he's like, yo, I do not like you one bit. You're a crazy white boy. And I was like, well, we've already had this conversation. So then we're driving from like Centennial Airport to Federal Detention Center Inglewood, or Colorado Springs Airport, I think, the Colorado Springs Airport, the Federal Detention Center Inglewood. And what do you call that? We're on the bus, and then some people drive up, and they're just clack, 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 shooting the bus up, dude. And again, I started singing, "The wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. The wheels on the bus go round and round while I get shot at. The wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. The wheels on the bus go round and round while I get shot at." Everybody now, second verse, same as the first, a little bit louder and a hell of a lot worse. And I start screaming it out. All right, and all these people, they're crying for their moms and their kids and whatever the fuck. There's the guard, he's on the phone and he hits something. He starts calling his daughter and he's like, I've always loved you. You made me so proud when you went here and made this, this, and this. I know you're going to have a great life, and you always made me proud, and I love you. And so then next thing you know, like, these cars just start going, everything, and this dude, and the one's trying to pass on the dirt, and the dude's like, just get him, dude. And he's like, boom. And so the bus actually went into these motherfuckers. Then I said, these aren't the droids you're looking for. Kenny has been living with the murder of a 9-year-old and the desecration of her remains for years. He sleeps like a baby. Some of us are just better at this than others, right, Ken Bone? Fuck yeah, dude. The only regrets I have in life is not smearing more skulls, dude. That's why I feel in my heart that, Operation Whiteout is divine providence. So, yeah. Anyways, moving on in the story. So we make it to Federal Detention Center in Inglewood, all right? And we just drive right in. And, like, the bus drives in, and, like, a couple of other, like, cruisers pull up, and they got their guns pulled. Like, what the fuck? I'm like, dude, we're the fucking transport bus. I'm like, well, you didn't park properly. What's going on? And this one's like, I ain't giving a fuck. It's your guys' problem now. He goes in and he pushes the button. And he's like, let me in. And then they have us go walk all back in. And, like, there's all these intake people, and like, Mr. Wheeler, how are you? And I was like, I'm innocent. How are you? And she's like, you keep saying that, Mr. Wheeler. You're the only person I've ever met who's been sent into federal custody who claims they're innocent. And I was like, whatever. And so then I was there. And so this is about 3 months into my incarceration. It took about another 6 months before I got a discovery. I had to write all these letters firing my lawyer because my lawyer would never meet me or send me a discovery. So it took me a year before I ever had a court date after I was arraigned. So I was initially arraigned, and I think beginning of March of 2012, and then it wasn't until roughly March 2013 I had my next court date. I got a new lawyer. I finally got my discovery of evidence, which was fucking weak. Kenny's my favorite child on Alive on YouTube. That's right, Kenny. You on Alive more minority children if you could, right, bud? Of course. The whites are big fans of Kenny. Some are. Hey, Kate, he's telling the same story he started almost 2 hours ago, basically. An hour ago, actually. What is the story? Well, that's why it's recorded, so you can always watch it at any time. So every fucking transport I was a part of got shot up. It took me roughly a year to get one court case, and then they kept postponing. And then it took me 6 months after that to have trial. And they told me they weren't going to allow me to have trial unless I shaved my beard. My trial was a complete sham. I don't even know anymore. It's basically Con Air with a few embellishments. I stopped paying attention like 40 minutes ago, Neg. What about the important letter to President Trump? That's at the beginning. So anyways, the judge has ruled that my due process rights have been violated, that the government withheld evidence that the judge has ruled exculpatory, material, and therefore prejudicial. And so then they printed up this fake Supreme Court ruling that says that they can still let the case go to trial with the jury. So the jury finds me not guilty on both accounts. All right. And the one of the jury members gets shot in the lobby of the federal building, and they put the federal transport officer on the jury. Then I get found guilty. Escape from Inglewood, starring Kenny Snake Plissken Wheeler. Technically, I did escape. I was trying to stop the James Holmes massacre. I basically beat up a guard. Well, I was standing at the window talking, hey, I need to talk to the warden. I need to talk to authorities. This was Thursday, July 19th, 2012, roughly around 9 p.m., 9:15 p.m. And the guard, he's like, oh, dude, if you don't get away from that window, I'm going to open up this cell and whoop your ass. I was like, you open up this cell, I'm getting out of this prison. He opens up the cell, and as he's opening it up, wham, I push the door into him. He goes back. I go in, I step out of my cell, I beat him up. I grab his handcuffs, I handcuff him behind his back, I throw him in the cell, I shut the cell door, and I grabbed his keys. Then I threw him in after I beat him up, handcuffed him with his handcuffs behind his back. I grabbed his keys, I threw him into the cell, shut the cell door, and I locked it. And I went up to the next door, put the key in, found the right key, opened that door, started walking down this hallway. And then the same black guard there was like, Wheeler, can't let you do this. And I was like, don't get involved, dude. Trust me on this one. Go home to your family. He makes a move on me, bam, bam, put him to the ground, grab his keys. I'm not sure if I handcuffed him. And these other two guards are there. I'm like, holy shit, you see how fast he moved? And I was like, hey, guys, this don't concern you, yo. I got to go stop this active shooting. And they're like, oh, you can't get out from here. I was like, I know if I go to that door right there, one of these keys will open that door and let me out. And Kenny, do you have any imaginary stories? Yeah, and include a few drawings from Microsoft Paint. I mean stories about the imaginaries. Yes, yeah, totally. This story is going to be Kenny's manifesto after Pew Pew's A Dark Skin University. No, that's not who I am. So anyways, I beat up these two guards, all right? And they're on the ground. I'm like, holy fuck. And this one's still coughing. I'm like, oh, fuck, man. And I grab their keys. And they're like, Wheeler, you can't get out that door. I was like, put that on something. Put that on the white race and the American Constitution, that there's no way that this door leads outside. And they did. And then I unlocked the door, and I was like, you guys are fucking liars against the white race and the U.S. Constitution. Went to the next door, found the right key. I was outside. Now a short bus pulls up, and all these people got fucking like rifles and shotguns pointing at me. And a couple of them get off the bus and they take up position over here. And I was like, hey, back on the bus, we're going. What is your message to Trump? Did I miss it, K-Dog? Kenny doesn't move that fast anymore, but he's got that massive pot belly now. On occasion, I do move that fast. So I get on the bus, all right? And I'm telling these motherfuckers, it's like, hey, you drive. You put it into your map thingy on your iPhone. We're going to Century 16 movie theater. Come on, snap, snap, chop, chop. And then I went and I sat down next to a dude pointing a gun at me. And this dude's like, Wheeler, I got a gun pointed at you. And I was like, well, good for you, sir. We're going to need that, all right? I was like, hey, you, drive. I don't know how to drive. And I got up and I'm talking to this dude at the driving wheel. I was like, seriously, dude, I don't know how to drive this vehicle. I've only driven a couple of times in my life. I don't know which way to go. And so for like 20 minutes, we're arguing back and forth, dude. And I was like, no, dude, you don't fucking understand. All right. If James Holmes commits that massacre, you are all guilty of accomplices. All right. Kenny, if you get into an armored car with machine guns, I'm out. That kind of happened in Italy. All right, Kenny is too good to unalive black college students, but he literally said 5 minutes ago he wishes he could have unalived more minority children. I don't know if I really said it like that. I just said that, I believe it's divine providence that if all else fails, Operation Whiteout. So, um, uh, we're talking over it, and these guys just aren't paying attention. And like one dude's like, well, hey, Wheeler, if you go back inside, we'll go. And I was like, well, if you don't, the CIA may be sent after you. And they're like, whatever. So anyways, my dumb ass decides to listen to these white-skinned negroloids eating off the white man's paycheck like fucking parasites, the government. And this is another reason why I think the government is fucking worthless, because they can't even listen to a single fucking white person telling the fucking truth, dude. Why not focus on yourself? Politicians don't care about you. Well, I believe in the coordinates with rules of engagement, the rules of warfare. There has to be an open repository of record, which has been given numerous times. I literally asked you if you wish you unlived more of them, and you said yes, but sure. Okay, anyways, we're moving on. So I go back inside and I walk inside, all right? I'm tossing all these key rings, and I was like, get the fuck out of my face, pop the door open. So I walk in, I go to my cell, all right? And I'm like, all right. And so everybody's staying up, right? Everybody's listening to the radio, because you're allowed to have radios in there and Walkmans. So everybody is just listening to see what happens on the news, okay? Like 10:30, 11 o'clock by now, right? Because I was out there for a long time trying to negotiate with these fucking Tardidians about what the fuck is on your fucking, what's the matter with your fucking face, dude? How can you not understand? And I'm telling him, I'm a United States intelligence officer. I'm giving you a lawful order as a United States intelligence officer to transport me to the Century 16 movie theater right now. The mutiny, the dereliction of duty, the desertion, and the cowardice that I have to deal with from volunteers of the United States Armed Services on a daily basis is grotesque. Gross negligence, ineffective, incompetent, insane fucking retards, dude. But anyways, guess what happens? James Holmes commits a massacre at the Century 16 movie theater. Roughly a dozen people died. One of them was pregnant. He shot another 75, I believe. So that was a total of 97 people. And then one of the guards told me that if he would have gotten 3 more, he would have got his Subway card punched and he would have got a free Subway sandwich. Like it was a fucking joke. Yeah, so the next morning later, you got all these people in there, and like everybody's like, holy shit, what the fuck's going on? And we got to eat breakfast, and nobody's eating breakfast besides me, because I'm just like, what the fuck? And then we sit and we watch the news, and the warden's just sitting in there staring at me, and I stare back at him, and I was like, is there something you'd like to say to me? And he's like, no. And I was like, do you know what the definition of complicity, conspiracy, an accomplice, aiding and abetting, and aid and comfort is? And he's like, no. And I was like, fuck you. No one has to comply with your demands. I'm a fellow white man. Start your demand BS. You can start walking. No, these are not demands. These are orders from a United States intelligence officer. There's a complete difference. All right. Real white people can understand this. Real Americans can understand this. But most people, they're not even real Americans. I don't see them as real Americans. A real American would have recognized, okay, this person is in fact a 3-star general of the United States Marine Corps and the United States Clandestine Services. This general has given an order. Real Americans are required to obey this general's orders for the safety of Americans, the Constitution, and our way of life. What the fuck is everybody on, dude? But anyways, the warden tried to just shrug it off. And like other people were like, well, what the fuck? Isn't this dude going to be arrested? And like all the other fucking prisoners were like, holy shit, that dude broke out of prison, beat up a guard, handcuffed him, threw him in a cell, and locked him, and he's not being charged with a single fucking crime. That motherfucker reported James Holmes for 3 fucking months to Homeland Security, U.S. Marshals, FBI, various federal prosecutors, various transport officers, various sheriff's deputies, including Grand Junction or Mesa County Sheriff's deputies, Grand Junction City Police, Denver City Police, Denver County Sheriffs, the San Bernardino, San Gabriel fucking Sheriff's Department, the Metropolitan Detention Center, Los Angeles Federal Transport Center, Oklahoma City, so many different organizations that I reported it to that just sat there and did nothing while eating the white man's paycheck like a fucking nigger. dude. The mutiny, the fucking dereliction of duty, the desertion and cowardice, they should all be found guilty of, dude. It doesn't matter if somebody believes me or not. The fact is a fact, and the fact of reality is I am a fucking general. How fucking hard is that to fucking understand, dude? But when you're eating the white man's paycheck like a fucking nigger and the fag parasite eats your fucking brain, I guess you can't understand fucking English. What about JonBenet Ramsey? JonBenet Ramsey was raped and murdered by the police. There are numerous police in Colorado corrections facilities and numerous police in federal corrections facilities that took part in the rape and murder of JonBenet Ramsey. They raped her to death. Then they boiled her body to get warm again. They raped it some more. Then they boiled her body again, raped it some more, then ate it. Case of the Denver meth mania. I'll watch rest of story tomorrow. Sure. There is good evidence that Hulk Hogan is a double agent with Iran, though his relationship with the Iron Sheik, through his relationship with the Iron Sheik, but that's another story. I don't know anything about that. Okay, so anyways, the judge, William J. Martinez, during sentencing has to state that he's like, Mr. Wheeler, I have to state on the record that you are the most highly decorated Marine of the United States Marine Corps. As long as I do that and state that you have numerous medals of honor, I can do whatever I want. I just said that on the record. So now I can sentence you to whatever sentence I want, Mr. Wheeler. And then the DA said that she wanted 10 years. The PSI report, Laura Hansard, she said she wanted 10 years, 2 5s ran consecutive, which is an illegal sentence because this crime does not allow for consecutive sentencing. And she said she wanted 10 years because I did not have children that she could have raped and murdered and sent me to prison for. And so the judge, he asked me, he's like, Mr. Wheeler? And I was like, Your Honor, I still claim my innocence. I've done my time. Please let me go. And the judge is like, well, I believe you, Mr. Wheeler. I still recognize that you're innocent. I still recognize this is not a crime. I still recognize this did not happen in America. I still recognize that you're telling the truth when you say you didn't make this Facebook comment, and this Facebook comment doesn't even possess a fucking threat. But that's irrelevant to the fact that we have you and I don't like blue eyes. Mr. Wheeler, you're a blue-eyed nigger. I want to sentence you to 20 months in prison. That's all I want to do, Mr. Wheeler. But you have 22 months in. Sentencing guidelines put you at a maximum of 12 months of supervised release. If I were to obey the law, Mr. Wheeler, you would walk out that door right now, free man. All your time would be served, and you'd be off about your life. But I'm not going to do that today, Mr. Wheeler. I'm going to sentence you to 40 months. You'll have roughly another 20 months to do. Good day, Mr. Wheeler. Enjoy federal prison. And then I asked, and I was like, Your Honor, may I do my prison time in Washington, D.C. or Manhattan Island? And the judge was like, you know, Mr. Wheeler, I've heard you request that before, and I'm going to say no. It's not up for me to see where you get sentenced to. And I was like, well, in that case, Your Honor, can I also put it, he said something about, I can request which prisons I go to. And I was like, well, Your Honor, if I can request, he's like, well, you can request up to 3. And I was like, well, I believe my third option is Fort Leavenworth, the military prison facility. And he's like, Mr. Wheeler, I will never send you to Fort Leavenworth. All you have to do is order your release, and they'll have to obey you and release you. Mr. Wheeler, wherever you get sentenced, have a beautiful day. And then I left. And then I had to get sent to Federal Correctional Institute, Florence, the Florence Correctional Institute, FCI. I did roughly like almost a year, and then I got transported to Mesa County for a DUI that had already been dismissed. They just brought it back up. And then they thought they were going to prosecute me for threats against Judge Brian Flynn the day I had my DUI trial. But the day I had my DUI trial, Judge Brian Flynn was raped to death by Marines at his breakfast table. And his dead body was brought out into his front yard and raped some more by Marines. And then when his neighbors complained, they got it worse. Their whole families got raped to death by Marines. And I believe there was a public service announcement that if I was not released from Mesa County Detention Facility by sundown, that there's a possibility of poison gas going off far enough where I'm safe from it, but close enough where the local authorities will know what occurred. So they specifically held me beyond sundown, and then allegedly poison gas went off somewhere in Clifton, Colorado, and then I was released. And also there was maybe a public service announcement about if they did not release me within the hour or whatever time amount of the gassing, of the alleged gassing, wherever that allegedly occurred, there would be a catastrophic thermonuclear event. So the guards rushed me outside. And then I just they're like, you have to sign this paper to get your property. And I was like, all right. And I signed it. It was like, you're not going to buck? And I was like, ma'am, I'm innocent. And she's like, Wheeler, I know you're innocent, but a lot of innocent people are dead. And I was like, that's not on me. Disobedience is not on me. I don't know how else to explain that, when others are supposed to obey, somebody of my authority, my constitutional authority, as the only recognized intelligence officer of the United States, as a 3-star general of the United States Marine Corps and the CIA. I'm legally defined as the director and or the director's designee of the Central Intelligence Agency. Disobedience is not on me, nor the outcome for disobedience. But hey, here we are. Oh my God. Whew. So yeah, this is a 2-hour stream. I'm ready to call it. It's 11:45. More kombucha? Oh, I was supposed to take my multivitamin and my probiotics. Well, it's not a multivitamin, but it's a supplement. So yeah, everybody, I'm going to call this stream. All right. It's let's look at this. It's 11:46 a.m. No, 11:46 p.m. It's 20 degrees Fahrenheit, mostly cloudy. I gotta take a shit, so I'm gonna go with that. And yeah, so everybody in YouTube land, stay warm if you need to stay warm, stay cool if you need to stay cool, stay healthy, stay safe, stay sober if you're choosing sobriety, because I'm choosing sobriety. And negative YouTube, thanks for the story, Kinster. Well, you're welcome. And of course, if anybody wants to donate to my GoFundMe page to help with this, they can. Yeah, so stay warm if you need to stay warm, stay cool if you need to stay cool, stay healthy, stay safe, stay sober if you're choosing sobriety, because I'm choosing sobriety. Peace. Love you. And